Hello and welcome to the February 2026 edition of the Business Leadership Masterclass. Like I told us on the 1st of January, this year we'll be transitioning into something extremely exciting. I believe very strongly that we are all going to be learning a lot. You know, Alvin Toffler said that the illiterate of the 21st century is not necessarily the person who cannot read or write, but the individual who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. That's what we'll be doing this year. We'll be learning, we'll be unlearning, and more importantly, we'll be relearning. So what we're doing in 2026 is to practically transition BLM as we knew it into what we now call the BLM Fireside Chat. This year, I'm going to be speaking with bright minds, very experienced minds, individuals who are going to teach us a lot by their stories, their life. They're going to talk to us about business principles that would help us to not only succeed, but thrive and ensure our businesses become all it was created to be. Today, I am so excited, extremely excited to have my guest with me. Today I have a man whom I respect so much. In a very interesting way, we work together. But trust me, it's not because we work together that we're having this conversation today. But I have listened to him and I know that he has a lot to teach each and every one of us. You know, from the conversations we have, I learned so much. And I said, you know what, let me share this knowledge, with every other person. I mean, let me not eat all of these things alone. And you guys will think I am the smart one, So I have the privilege of welcoming my guest today. His name is Mr. Michael Ehindero.
My pleasure. Good to see you.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
sir. Good to have you on the
My pleasure.
broadcast
Thank
today.
you.
I'm so excited.
I feel
So
honored
excited.
because, as you said, this is the inaugural
Yes.
edition in this format.
Yes.
So what a great opportunity to be on this.
Thank you.
And I wish this program the very best.
Thank you so much.
To become a standard in the industry.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Michael is currently the MD of Penorica, Nigeria. Great business. But beyond that, he's done so many other things in his life. And he has a lot to share with us today. So I'm going to be going straight in, right in.
Okay.
And the first question I'll be asking you is, who is Michael Ehindero?
Interesting. Well, I would say I try to think about this all the time because it's about personal branding. I would say I'm the outsider that became the insider.
I like that.
And it's not by an accident, but it was through deliberate actions.
Okay.
Seeking opportunities and thriving also, where some people might not have looked at. For example, Penorica in Nigeria. Yeah.
Interesting.
Beyond that, also, I would say I'm an entrepreneur, especially from the point that if I use the case of Penorica, Nigeria,
yes.
I joined when the company was very small, and one had to tweak the processes, get the best of the processes of the systems, rework, retune the business.
Yes.
At that time, I was a finance director, though. But I did much more than the finance director would do. I've held various roles in the company in Nigeria and outside of Nigeria. I used to head the business in Penorica also, in Angola.
Fantastic.
Then I came back here almost 2 years now. So after my expatriation run to head Penorica in Nigeria. And the entrepreneurial side of me, it has been that I think my mom had a business that was my first exposure into the world of business as a child. And I was very, very much engaged. My mother was a civil servant. She retired as director of education, but she also had a business on the side. So I used to participate in that, and that opened my eyes to the possibilities. And my father always said to us, never lose your sense of smell. So it should be, a dog, always, always at the moment of opportunity. So, all of that has come together for me. So I've had to own businesses on the sidelines of my career also. I've been into housing construction for Nigerians in diaspora.
Wow.
Because I found a gap and a need in that.
Wow.
And much earlier in my career, when I had time, I had quite some good success in that. I used to work, had contract with a major NGO, international NGO in Nigeria at the time that was into schools development and all of that. I was supplying building materials, all what they need, furniture and all of that. And it was a very interesting moment because I had to deal with people at different level of the society strata, from the fabricator to the very sophisticated guy. So I also deal in equities both locally and internationally. I do that privately. So I just realized that I'm of many sides, let me say.
Absolutely.
And also, I'm also very much involved in entrepreneurial practices. And teaching the next generation through my alumni association of my secondary school on how to get into the spaces. So I'm very passionate about the markets.
Yes.
Very passionate about the consumer insights, consumer understanding, consumer behavior. Because a business has to look at that. That's where you should that's where you should target at the end of the day. I'm very passionate about growth, whether it's personal growth, financial growth, business growth.
Yes.
I always say, if you work with me, if you can't grow, then you can't work with me. So growth should be for life, really to say. So, but I'm also very pragmatic, recognizing that we have different strengths. Recognizing that a theory or something that worked in the US or in the developed world might not work here, and what worked here might not work there. There are so many examples. There have been case studies like Uber. They have to modify themselves in Nigeria. Even Pernod Ricard Nigeria, we have to modify ourselves here when we go here.
Yes.
So, I'm a pragmatist, a realistic pragmatist in that sense. So I think those are about things I could say. As you can see, I'm a man of many parts. So, but I look forward to the chat. I think in the course of the chat, there will be so many that will be revealed.
Yes.
And then we can talk more.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I like the fact that you said, you're a man of many parts. So one of the things I've learned, right, just listening to you, when we have our personal conversations, and I'm also, as you say it again now, I'm saying, oh, wow, Joshua, I mean, this is a possibility, right? Is the fact that you can actually be extremely committed in a place, have a fantastic career in that place, but at the same time be adding value to other people in other ways, as long as it doesn't conflict with what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Business conflicts. You can actually, because you're building construction, and while you were doing building construction and all of that, you were practically working.
Yes, I've had an unbroken professional career.
Wow.
And I've been, even now I'm still doing things of my own.
Yeah.
I think we have the capacity when we have the desire. And also, consistency is key.
Yeah.
I used to have a boss, a French guy. He used to say to me that he doesn't believe in genius, he believes in hard work.
Wow.
So, and hard work is consistency.
Wow.
So even if it's bad habits, just be consistent. You realize that you get your results. It's true. So how much more if it were good habits you cultivate and you are consistent at it? It's like the law of compounding financially.
Yes.
Put your money in, invest every month, you see what it will come out to be.
Wow.
So I think it's just, again, setting your mind to do those things.
Yes.
And taking them importantly, as important as possible, then it works out.
Setting your mind to do those things and taking them very importantly.
Yeah.
When you were introducing yourself, you mentioned a few things that I think I would want to do a deep dive.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
one of the things you said was that you are very focused and passionate about growth, and that it's difficult for people to work with you and not grow. And if anybody is working with you and they are not growing, then it's exactly, there's an issue somewhere. And I remember, as you said that, I remember one day, I don't know if you remember, sometime in 2024. So we sat down in a particular hotel. I wouldn't want to mention their name, not free advertising.
True.
So we sat down in this hotel, and I asked you a question. I said, as MD, right, what is the most important thing to you? And you said growth. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
You said growth, right? Now, that, as simple as it sounds, because I know you, I've seen you grow businesses. I'm telling you, massively. But it looks very easy. But, I also know that when an expert is doing something, it looks easy.
Oh, yeah.
Until you get into the nitty-gritty of it, then you discover, wait a minute, this is not as easy as it sounds.
Yeah.
So, for individuals who would be watching this broadcast and they have their business at a particular level, what advice would you give to them? What are the secrets, principles, nuggets would you want to share with them about how to move their business from point A to point B, how to grow their business?
You have to understand that growth is a process. So there are times, and it can be long periods that you don't see what you're even growing. It doesn't seem as if it's adding up.
Yeah.
But like they say, trust the process. So between the big idea and the go-to-market, the execution, there are so many steps in between. So how are you able to bring that big concept, that strategy, how are you able to bring it to life, to execution?
Yes.
So, and in that process of bringing it to life, there'll be a number of tweaks that have to come to be. So that tells you that you cannot, if you want to go something, you can grow. I think I should qualify the growth. Growth should be sustainable. It's not a flash in the pan kind of thing that it's a fad. And once that thing is over, the business is done and doesn't work anymore. So it has to be sustainable. To build a sustainable business, you have to, first of all, trust the process. Be convinced about what you're going into. And then there are so many professors of strategy and all that who are tools that can tell you. But you see, I always maintain something: consistency, responding to your market. What is the market? What's the target market? Is it changing? Let me give an example.
Yes.
So when I moved to manage the business in Angola, our portfolio was very high-end. But this is a country that had gone through almost 7 years of economic degradation, depression, and everything that happened. It was a crisis consistently for 7 years. I think the currency at the time to the dollar was 1-to-1. At the time I got there, it was 1-to-400 or something like that over a 7-year period. The economy is not as big as Nigeria, but you can imagine when you have such a devaluation, inflation was in the 50% or thereabouts. Luanda was said to be the most expensive city in the world. These are verifiable information. But our portfolio was still speaking high-end. But the consumers didn't have the money anymore. They didn't have the buying power. So here I am looking for growth. There comes the flexibility side of things. I had to tweak the portfolio to what the consumers would afford. It might not be the sexiest item on display at that moment, but we needed, and that was the beginning of our growth. Now, the first thing, again, consistency. Obviously, you have a plan, that's why you're in business. Consistency, flexibility, and now you now need to know your priorities. So what I had to prioritize, what's important for this business in the portfolio, in the people, in the approach was not what we used to do yesterday. You must be committed to say you want to make a change if you have to make a change. And so in that process, like I said, from the big idea to execution, you must commit to that whole chain, and it will definitely work out ultimately. But never be rigid. Don't be rigid, especially in an emerging economy as Nigeria or Africa. Or it's the same thing across Africa. Fortunately, I've had experience across Africa also. You have to be very nimble, thinking on your feet, tweaking as you go, without losing sight of the big picture or the direction you are headed. So I think those are some of, I've said a lot, but there are lots on bits and pieces that you can pick from all of that.
Yes.
And again, you must sound the cliche, they are not simple, they are not easy things, because at times, especially in the low moments where all you're doing is sowing or watching that plan, and it's not coming to the pace at which you want. It's like investing in stock exchange. In the last 1 year, for example, not necessarily Nigeria, in the US markets after Liberation Day, I saw portfolios do and people chickened out. And it came back after some time. Yeah, it's still a very difficult moment, but guess what? It's still very, very profitable. So imagine, so that staying the course is very important. Very important in life. Yeah.
I mean, as you say this, right? I mean, I'm reminded of when you plant a seed and you want the plant to grow, you have to consistently water.
Sure.
And you cannot be digging out the seed to check is it growing.
You got to believe. Exactly. You got to trust.
Trust the process.
That's why when you set up the strategy, you should stress test it. Put it through some what they call war games. Put it into scenario plays, especially at the beginning. Get second opinion, third opinion, tweak, and until you've come to the final item. But again, strategy will not deliver the business.
Yes.
You got to put in the hard work.
Yes.
You got to be consistent. You got to be flexible. You got to be to tweak things as things go along the way. So you have to commit to all of those things and believe. Again, if you doubt yourself, I recall that when I was in my old market, I've never really done it in Nigeria, because again, a smaller business is much more difficult to manage. So when we do the plans and everything, I go around the table and I speak with the guys. Do you believe this thing will work? I'm actually speaking to them. Initially, when I started doing that, you see the person keep quiet. Maybe the brand manager keeps quiet or the commercial director keeps quiet. So then what happens? Some will say, oh, let's go back. Let me come back. Let me go look through this. And that's where you get the commitment of the persons. And that commitment is the consistency I'm talking about. So at times, it's not so much for success, is not about money. It's not like the person is so special. At times, it's just doing that thing every day. Consistently, conscientiously, and on time also. And then be flexible with your plans to just deliver the goal that you're looking for.
Interesting. I mean, from what you've just said, so you see, going back to your team to ask if they actually believe the plan that you all came up with. I think sometimes some entrepreneurs fail because their team do not even believe what the entrepreneur is saying. So it's only the entrepreneur that believes what.
No, you make a very vital point here, because one of the things to thrive in this market, talking emerging market economy, is the quality of partners you have. If you don't have the right, when I say partners now, it's loosely using, maybe your business partners, or even your staff, I consider them partners, because, or then your external partners like distributors or whatever, go to markets you operate in. If you, for example, if you have a long-term vision for the business, but you have short-term minded business partners in terms of your shareholders, I'm talking not a publicly quoted company, private company, and all of that. In the moment the money comes, the short-term guy is looking to check out.
Yes.
He's looking to get his money out.
Thinking short-term.
He's looking short-term. So you are still thinking, we got to reinvest this thing. we have this to go, there's this new idea, there's this new market, this new opportunity, but there's going to be a misalignment.
Yes.
It's the same way when you're
Yes.
hiring or your staff and everything. If they don't, they're going to be the ones, they find that they're your first customers or consumers, as the case may be. So if they don't believe in the plan you want to sell, how will that plan really make the waves that you want it to be? So and again, having the right staff, you cannot, which I call associate or partners, is also critical to success in this market. Yeah. Yes, Nigeria has a 200 plus million plus population, but again, it's the quality of the population that's so you and I've been fortunate to work in. I started my career in this field in KPMG, and one thing stood out, and at that time, is the quality of people that were hired. So that I feel I've tested it over and over in my career. The business will thrive or fail on the quality of people. Because when you hire the right persons, and it's not about qualification and certificate, attitude is a big one. Huh? So once you get the right set of people who commit to some of what I said or all of it, you're on the path to creating something. Yeah.
Fantastic. So when you look at Nigeria and all of the challenges we're faced with as a nation, yes, we're in an economy recovering process, right?
Yeah.
And you look at it very sincerely. I mean, people are starting businesses. While some people are exiting businesses, as the case may be. But you look at Nigeria and then you compare Nigeria to other parts of the world. At other parts of the world, you would hear conversations around the fact that the small and medium-sized businesses are the secret. I mean, that is where the true strength of the economy lie. What are the things you think, as an entrepreneur in Nigeria, right, you need to do to be able to survive the internal challenges that we face as a nation and still do well? Aside from the things you've mentioned about consistency, excellence, working with partners, getting a good team, planning and all of that, are there other things that you think that you believe would be very helpful to an individual like that?
First, that statistics you talked about, about the small and medium scale enterprises being the soul of business in many. I think it's same in Nigeria.
Yes.
The challenge here in Nigeria is that we don't have the data to back up that that assertion or that. Yes. But again, we see all sorts of online businesses or mom and dad's shops or shops around the road. Yes. These are all small businesses that are the soul of this same economy. How many people are in real paid employment in multinationals or locally owned companies? I don't think that population is so great. So, but again, back to the Nigerian entrepreneur, I believe that this group needs a lot of, first of all, the toolkits for education. People go into businesses without being financially savvy or don't understand what it is that it's important that your business should have an accounting system, however basic. You should be able to, at the end of the day, know what your invoice sales are, what your profit at the end of the month is, how to read the P&L, the basics. Because at the end of the day, no matter the actions you carry out, even if you are a salary earner, you have an income statement.
Absolutely.
So if you don't have an entrepreneur that is not financially savvy, he sees cash coming, he thinks his business is running. It's cash and profitability are two different things.
Yes.
So I think that education around financial literacy is critical. Then next, I would say is around what's it called now? How to business management also. In the current climate where the tax rules have been changed, I'm actually shocked at the kind of conversation I hear on social media from business owners that don't even understand you need to separate the business from yourself. Don't have a bank account, for the business, don't understand what basic taxation is about. So I think that also business management, managing people, setting up systems and processes, it's critical, no matter how small. When people hear system, they think it's something complicated. So you need to know, this is the structure of my business. This time I start, this time I close, this is opening times, this is where I source from. You know, all of those, having a structure on all of that. And then people also need to know where to source for capital. We tend to go it alone too many times in our environment. Everybody wants to be a sole proprietor, maybe by design, or we don't seem to trust ourselves much enough. But you can imagine a situation where, and this happens, this is a true thing, 10 friends who from maybe secondary school, 4 of them decide to put in capital together after university or polytechnic or whatever education they had. And they have a common goal to create wealth. People call it like an investment club. And imagine what they can achieve, the power of many into one venture, the capital they could attract. We don't have people coming. I think at times we are too fragmented. And when we are too fragmented, you cannot have that strength as to move or gain in the market as much as you would like to. And then I think government also needs to help out. I know that there are a number of, let me say, credit facilities or capital investment, like the Bank of Industry is doing quite a lot, or some loan opportunities that are currently available in various of the government institutions. People don't know how to access these things. And at times, the conditions for accessing them are quite steep. And again, some of the requirements to access those loans or those capital financing opportunities are some of those things I talked about earlier. Financial literacy, having the business structure, and all of those things. So I believe that if the entrepreneur in today's world in Nigeria decides to formalize better their structure, we'll be able to tap into the financing opportunities that are available and then be able to grow businesses, because Nigerians have fantastic ideas, and we have the energy. So it's those two things need to now come together to create more than one-man businesses. So I've met people that work in one-man businesses, and it's a two-way street. But some of the things you hear about what the entrepreneur, the guy doesn't feel good this month, is not paying you until middle of next month, or sales was bad and he said everybody takes a pay cut. You don't have processes. You don't do that. Because when the business did over the target, did you do something different? No. So you have to commit to having a structure and a system. And financial literacy part I spoke about, and also reiterating those things, having a structure and financial literacy, you will now understand the consumer, understand the market, and also understand where to source for financing. And you don't have to be alone. You can actually join hands. It's something I would like to see more in this our society. We are everybody's just holding on to his pockets. If we could come together, obviously like minds, like I said earlier on, if we could come together to do things, it could be the success.
This is BLM Fireside Chat. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Interesting. I mean, I have a friend who used to say that 1% of something is better than 100% of nothing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, I mean, okay, beautiful. Okay, now I want to sort of move away from core business conversations to a subject that touches on businesses too. Okay. Anyway, I want to talk about leadership. I mean, you are well exposed, well schooled, and from conversations and from experience, you're a great leader, right? In your view, right, as a leader, what are the things that you believe people who run businesses today in Nigeria I mean, regardless of the size of the business, what are
Sure.
the things that you believe they should prioritize so that they can be great leaders?
Being a leader requires that you give direction. So the clarity of direction you give. So we're living in a society or a world where there's so much information which can cause data, which can cause a lot of confusion also. So how do you filter that to bring out the nuggets, to bring out the priorities? How do you communicate what the priorities are? How do you convince your partners again that this is the course of action to commit? So that clarity of thoughts, that clarity of ideas has to come from the leadership of any business. And I think, if it's not a case of I think, I know, because I can see it, I experience it. When you communicate clearly to people, and it's not a top-down approach all the time. You can make a mix. It can be consensual. It can be through some wargaming, or it could be through some brainstorming sessions and all of that. But ultimately, you get the buy-in of the people when you communicate clearly what the direction would be. And then you, in that communication, it's not talking about you go from A to B to C. It's about the why. Why are we doing this? And what is the expected outcome? So once people understand that, then they can sit in their spaces to build the blocks in between. Never micromanage. Because again, if I had this, I call staff partners, for example, you trusted them. They went through a process. So if you didn't trust the guys, why did you hire
them?
Indeed, you should delegate, but you should take ownership at the same time, at the end of the day. But you don't micromanage, because micromanaging kind of stifles ideas. It stifles it stifles growth, actually, because the guy is now working in your view and not in the larger view. So, and that would be, the business will be the loser at the end of the day. So trusting that the guys will deliver and again, you're just one person. Even if you're a board of 10 or 12, and the business is so big, there's so much you can see. There's so much you can know. You can't know every detail.
No, you can't.
So you got to trust the people. So micromanaging should not be something you do. You should cut that out. I've talked about clarity.
Yes.
I've talked about avoiding micromanaging. And then again, it's about empowering your people. Because when you do micromanage, you're empowering them. They take ownership. You know, when when employees take ownership of something, it's just an energy is released in the business. I see that in this business I manage today, Entrepreneurial Nigeria. It's not an 8 to 5 necessarily. I go out, I see guys at 2. It's because they've owned the idea you shared. They've owned the direction. Now they want to see the outcome. So I'm not saying that people should overwork themselves, don't get me wrong.
Of course.
But I'm just trying to tell you how clarity of thought, how not micromanaging people, how trusting and empowering them can bring this. In fact, I've been to some of the things with some of marketing activations or even our commercial, that the outcomes I saw or the execution is actually better than what we discussed or what was planned.
Wow.
Simply because people took ownership on the floor level. And it all comes from leadership, clarity, communication in time. And again, something is also about walking the talk. As a leader, don't say the rule is for them, it's not for you.
Not for you.
So you can fall into that temptation because everybody kind of bows to you. So you need to walk the talk. And people say, oh, the boss or the leader is committed to this. I'm going to give my best. People learn by examples. It's like our families with our kids also.
So how do you strike the balance between, being that leader that walks into the office and everybody is scared of you and they are Oga has come. Now, for those of our audience or those watching this broadcast, Oga means the boss in this part of the world, right? So how do you strike that balance between walking into the office and everybody's scared that, oh, the boss is around and
Why
all
should
of that?
people be scared that the boss is around?
Mm.
I think there's something wrong. Yeah, talking about draconian bosses, you get into the space, in the office, everyone runs around. I've heard stories, thankfully it's in the past, where some MDs get to the elevator, nobody can go into the elevator with them, they have to go alone. That was very boring. Like, so, but seriously speaking, why should employees fear you because you are the boss? Then you are stifling ideas, you are stifling commitment to the business. People are probably working for the money, not working because they love what they are doing. I have a very important story. So I was in our head office in Paris, I think last year, or not, one of the, I can't remember exactly when. And I was waiting for my Uber at the end of the day. It was like 6, 7 p.m. And somehow the global CEO of this huge company was just also trying to get out for the end of the day. And I walked up to him and we had a nice chat. Not because I'm the MD of one of the subsidiaries of the business, but that's approachability. Imagine and guess what? The next day, he got his secretary to look for me we had another 15 minutes of conversation, which even gave him more insights, I believe, into the market in Nigeria. So I think that's, as leaders, we need to understand that we are human after all. So there was a day I had to do something at the bank on the other side of this office. And I told no one. I went downstairs rather, and crossed the road, went to the bank, did my thing, and I was walking back. And something struck me at that point. I said, see, Michael, nobody knows your title here. So you have to remain a normal human being. So your title should not get into your head, because then you will not get the best or the result you're looking for. So I think as a leader, being approachable, you already have, by virtue of the role you occupy or the position you are, you already have that reverence from the people. So, but that reference does not mean you are infallible or you are know-it-all. No one knows it all. But so you got to stay human. You got to understand that you don't have all the answers. You also need these people to make that dream, that vision, that goal you have to bring it to reality. So I think, so that's very important.
Interesting. So if you are your MD CEO, how does it make you feel?
Well, I don't, probably my own nature, I don't have airs personally. People tell me like I have a serious demeanor, but again, that's just who I am, demeanor, but I don't have airs like around me. It's just a title after all. That comes with a lot of responsibilities and also comes with a lot of rewards. So I embrace it. I don't feel, it's at the beginning, there's this feeling that some people, especially for maybe a first timer in that role, there's what's called an imposter syndrome. You might be feeling like maybe I'm not worth it, or maybe I got into this position because there was no other person, or you could be doubting yourself. But it's very human. I believe if you don't have a level of nervousness at times about the things you are getting into, probably, personally, I believe something is wrong. You got to be scared about the size of your dreams or what you want to do. Like you have to have that, and it's a very human instinct actually. So being MD CEO, I take it as I embrace it. I take it as one of the steps of my life, one of the things in my life. And interestingly, because I work in a global business, they say your boss has a boss. So I am number one here, but I also have a boss somewhere. And my boss has a boss somewhere. So Even if you were a local business, like
Yeah.
I'm the CEO of even a self-owned business, I believe you should have accountable partners. They could be in different aspects of your life that that they might see something and call your attention to it.
Yes.
Or you are confused about something, you walk up to them. And that also keeps you grounded.
Keeps you humble and
yeah,
grounded.
keeps you humble also.
Interesting. Now, if you were to start a business tomorrow, what business would it be, and why would you start that business?
I wouldn't want to prescribe any business, but I would say, what is a business, really? It's about service. It's about filling a gap, meeting a need, or improving something.
Yes.
So I would say I would have to look around my environment and look at where that gap is. For example, when I said I was into building houses, it was residential houses I was doing for people.
Yeah.
So how did I get into it? I was in the US with friends and family, and I got people I don't really know, some of these friends of friends. And somehow we got talking about Nigeria and diaspora and blah, 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 that as normally will happen in such gatherings. And I kept hearing, oh, we wanted to have a house. So they sent money, someone swindled them, they were not sure of what, and blah, 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 like that. So I told one of them, I could do this for you. And people looked and sneered. Trust me, this Nigerian guy, he wants to, because, okay, no problem. The guy trusts me, and I delivered the house.
Wow.
He sends the money, we do the plan, we do everything. I'm giving him feedback, leveraging on the fact that there's technology today for video, for pictures. So he never came down until the project was ended and it was concluded when I handed over the keys to him. And that was how I was able to do many more, because he became my reference point for more business in that space. So there was a need. The need at that point was not the house.
Yeah.
They needed someone to trust.
Wow.
So they could trust, but I didn't continue because I got too busy with my own career. Because for me, again, it's about focus. What's your priority?
What's priority? Yes.
That was important to me. I was making money on the side.
Yes.
It was good money, but again, I also wanted my own career because so it's that balance you need to seek at any point in time. Yeah.
Interesting. So what?
So, but I'm not sure I fully answered the question. So what kind of business would I recommend? If I had to suggest, humbly speaking, I would say there's a housing deficit in Nigeria today at the low end of the market. Not all these 300 million, 1 billion houses we are talking about these days. At the very end of the market. At times, it's not in the most sexy thing that the money comes from. Many years ago, I don't know if you know, there was this man, I think he's late now, Otumba Gaddafi is his name.
Yes.
He used to roll on his trucks. He was in this hygiene business. Let me call it that way. It's a shit money, no they smell.
Yeah, the mobile business.
Mobile toilets.
Yes, that was the way he used to say it. Shit business is serious business.
So, at times, so at that level of the market, there's a deficit and there's a need. Many developers are going to the 200 million house. How many people are going to, even if they are, it's the same people, but there's a larger market that is not being fed. And you see, how do you deliver low-cost project? I believe with the advent of a lot of technologies, I see a lot of things online. I've not had time to delve into it because I'm also busy with what I'm doing. But I believe that there are solutions that can deliver such.
Yes.
Then again, other little things like the logistics side of business. Logistics in Nigeria is a tough thing to handle. But if mapping out a zone and doing it well is something that could work. And today, technology is something that people can leverage on for many things. So we see all sorts of, Nigeria is almost fintech today, so to say, solutions that can use those and enable those things. And even something as simple as there's a new tax act out now.
Yes.
All those businesses are going to need lawyers,
tax consultants,
accountants, Imagine setting up a consulting firm of some sorts. Nothing has to be sophisticated. You deploy same software for them. Let me not talk about the plan. It's you don't even need to have all the years of experience to deploy this thing.
Yes.
The capital entry is not high.
Yes.
So there are so many. So it's about looking at the need.
Yes.
What gap exists in the consumer gap I'm talking about,
yes,
and then you meet that need.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, I've interacted with you for a while, and I know that you have, a lot of times you do not hold the popular opinion about things.
Yes, true.
You know the popular opinion about things. So when you look at running a business, managing a business, what are one or two contrary opinion that, you know, lots of people believe it, but you know that this is crap? I think you should do it the other way. What what would those ideas be?
I think one would be relying entirely on data all the time. There's a temptation today because data is at our fingertips. Data. But guess what? It's the judgment that matters. The judgment that interprets that data. So it's like when I work with some of the guys at times, and at a glance, there's something is missing here. That comes with experience, indeed. But again, that's the judgment. So if I look at a market like Nigeria or many emerging economies, data sets are not complete or accurate usually. And then you want to entirely base your judgment, your decision. You say, it's the data that drives the direction. No, I'm sorry. So I'm not, as much as I like to have the data to validate or to show the direction, I think the judgment and how you feel the market, feeling the pulse, it's critical. So I'm not, that's one thing about me. I have my own ideas, and my judgment will guide the direction of the business, not entirely always the data, especially in an emerging economy as we are here. The other thing is that, the boss is you should be in the office attending meetings. No, you should also be in the market. So people question, Michael, why did you go to Karen? You went to the supermarket the other day, or you are in this activation at night. If you don't know your consumers, if you don't even know what your staff is going through to get that result, you will be so detached from the reality. It doesn't mean that you have to be there every moment and in the field every moment, but you got to be in the field once in a while. You have to walk the trade. You have to talk to the customer. You have to talk to the consumer. Be in their space to understand where your business is headed. Why do they take product A or not yours? Or why are they even subscribing to this business, to this service, or your service? What's the differentiator? Maybe the sell point that you have thought is not even what has convinced them. And we see this many times in our business. So I don't believe a CEO or an MD should just be locked up behind a computer. You need to go out there. You need to interact with the field. Data important, but data is not your judgment is very, very important.
Wow.
And one important thing happens. Your judgment coming your experience, and then you be in the field, then that's where the intuition comes to kick in. And you just have a sense and a feel that this is going to work.
Feel.
Yeah. And then that leads you further. I'm not in any way saying data is not important.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm saying, because at times we can say, the data of yesterday, it's true. History is great. It gives us an indication, but it's not
it's not the future.
The future, yeah.
Wow. I think that's powerful.
Thank you.
I mean, powerful. Okay. We have to round up now.
Okay.
I mean, the producers are already signaling to me that, hey guys, I'm enjoying this
it
conversation.
also. I don't know how long we spent, but it's interesting.
So definitely you would have to come back to this podcast. Honestly,
Well, by all means, whenever you want.
Thank you.
Let me know
Thank
ahead
you.
of time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
One last question.
Tell me.
Right. I know that you read. I mean, you go into your office, you have these books. I remember there was a time I traveled that you said, "What do you want me to get for you?" You said, "You just if you can get me these two books," and I said, "Wow, okay." you know, um, you've read a number of books. If you were to recommend one or two books to our audience today, what books would you recommend that they should read? I mean, to transform their business, their lives, and
I would say education is for life, just as growth is for life.
Yes.
So you need to always refresh your mind. So it's important to read. You must find time.
Yes.
It's not to read tweets only. Or what's those things? Those I don't even have a Twitter account. I'm going to open one, but because as they say, the devil is in the detail.
Yes.
So
Yes.
So I like to read, although I've been reading a lot of serious stuff lately. So because we live in a very uncertain time, and anyone that tells you they know what's going to happen with the world, the way it's going, is kidding. And there's a lot of noise in the system. There's a book I'll recommend, which is called Conquering Crisis. Conquering Crisis is written by Admiral, I think it's McRaven. Yeah. Admiral McRaven wrote this book, Make Your Bed, if you know the book. So Admiral McRaven used to be the head of Special Forces in America. You can check him out online. So he's a very pragmatic person. And what he says, make your bed, is basically make your bed. Don't say because you're a big man, make your bed. Because that discipline is basically talking about. But in this case, this book is called Conquering Crisis. One thing I learned in reading that book is first reports don't always turn out to be true. Which is this noise that goes around. I heard, they said, it was posted. What's the source? Believe me, we're lying. So I'm telling you for sure. What's the source? What's the verifiable source you can find? So I think as business leaders, or even your personal life, crisis is a part of life. We only pray that we don't have crises that we can manage, and the crises be few and far from each other. So, but that book comes in highly recommended. I would say that's one that I would say. Then, because we are also in an environment where I said earlier on, there is a lack of financial literacy or business management understanding. And not everybody has the time to go to school. So I can't recall the name of the book, but if you go to a good bookshop, you'll find it online. It's called MBA in a Book or something like that. Many years ago, I read that book. I still do have it somewhere, or maybe someone has taken it, I don't know. But guess what? There are many versions of it, or variants of it. It's like a whole MBA packed into it's a fat book. You don't need to read the whole thing. Elements of it, you can read when you have a challenge, cash flow. Go and read what cash flow is. When it's people management, talent management, everything is in that whole thing. I can't recall the name, but I know I've seen many variants on the shelf. So it's something I would encourage anyone to read. Even if you have an MBA, you have everything, or you are running a business, just at times a reminder. And the good thing is that each section of those books are not very large, so you can actually, and it's very straight to the point. It gives you the important. So I can't recall the title, but I know there's an MBA in the book, or MBA at once at a glance, or something like that. I've seen many versions, they work. So I would say those two books.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. thank you very much. Maybe I'll say last comments. I mean, is there anything you want to just let our audience know? I mean,
yeah, well, I've really enjoyed my time. Thank you for the honor.
thank you too.
I think this sit down has made me think about my journey so far and how I've applied myself in many circumstances. So I would say, don't fear. The journey is yours, and the journey is yours because it's you. It's unique to you.
Yes.
So someone went this way does not mean you have to go that way. You can chart your own course. And be self-assured of the journey or your commitment. Like I always say, consistency is key.
Yes.
So be consistent in good things. I would say it that way. So it's like when I was in Angola, you need credibility as a business leader. I went to the place, it's a Portuguese land, no one speaks Portuguese there. No one speaks English rather. I didn't know a word. But guess what? Today, even before I left, I speak fluently, I write fluently, I understand Spanish to an extent now. My proficiency is improving. Wow. And that's because I committed to something. And that made a difference, actually. So I want to say, in the journey, it's not always about being a genius. You won't have a genius moment all the time. The genius moments will be very few. But your commitment to consistency is what makes a difference.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
Powerful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
A pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed speaking with you. And I'm sure everyone who's listened to this broadcast you've had a fantastic time. Definitely, we are definitely going to bring we're going to bring Michael back again to come and just share with us certain nuggets. There was something he ended with. I don't want us to exploit it this time. I mean, Michael practically learns Portuguese. I mean, when he went to Angola, wow, as an adult. Who does that? Because he wanted to be able to reach out to his customers and grow his business. I mean, that takes some determination.
And we succeeded in that. We became number one.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. So thank you. Thank you so much. Till we come your way again on the 1st of March, I want you to pick the things that have been said in this session, the secrets, the principles shared, all the very important things shared, and apply them to your business, grow your career, and become a better version of you. I would say that you can just visit our YouTube channel, right, and all our social media handles to revisit and re-listen to some of the, the broadcasts we've posted there for you. I am so optimistic that you would be the better for it. So till I see you on the 1st of March, take care and keep growing.